better if it can go second in this matchup because yeah, you can play perfectly on curve. If they go like Marco into Jul, well, Searcher, Marco, Julzu into 8 cost event into more Whitebeards, and they have, and suddenly you come
Well,
into the stream and you see 4 new gates.
I'm going to jump over there, Ruben. We are rolling here, and we've got Gaucho on the right with that Emu. They're already off and rolling. That 7-cost stage is out. They have 1 Don on the board, and they are ready to go. Kaiwan on the left there with Ace. They are going second. You said it was pretty important to go second. Well, Ace gets to go second. Let's see if Kaiwan can turn this into a win, shall we?
So let's see a little bit of the hands that we can see. So
that's a Tama coming down. That's nice. Get a bit of draw going early doors. Like it. Draw 3. Oh, sorry, draw 2. Trash 1.
We don't see the perfect curve just yet in the hand for the ace. I don't see any 8-cost events, and I don't see any Whitebeards at the moment. So, but that's a big reason why he's playing, of course, the Otama.
Right, get rid of a Roger straight away. Maybe in the late game, but not there now. We have an Izzo coming down as a searcher here. That is going to go and get you a Whitebeard Pirate. You said we need a new gate. Do you see a new gate?
I do see the event and the new gate.
Okay.
Choices.
Well, we got a big blue new gate in the front. We do have I Am Whitebeard, the event. So which one do we want to go for? Depends what's in your hand. Depends on the counts of particular cards in your deck and so on.
It's not sure about it. Because if you pick the... Oh, you do have... Okay, he's going for the event.
Yeah, I like the event. But you've got multiple different Whitebeards you can take advantage of, but the event is hard capped at 4. So you're normally playing more Whitebeard than you are playing event. So take the event because you're more likely to get the Whitebeard later.
So no Don on leader. And that might give you an option to attack. Most of the time, if Ace has a Don on leader, I do think as Emu you don't swing into the Ace. You basically don't give them the extra card.
But there's no Don on there right now, so you can. That is, of course, a skill whereby if you take damage or have a 6k defeated and you got a Don on the Ace, Don X1, you get to draw a card. That's really, really nice card advantage. Without the Don on there, like you say, opens up an option to maybe swing without risking giving it up.
Looks like he's going for the 8. He's really close.
He's clearly thinking about it. He's got a hand on Don. He's got a hand on... It is going to be an 8k swing with the Emu leader. And it looks like... Are we going to be just countering out of this? Is Kaiwan just going to go, you know what? I can get out of this. Or is the cards in hand, are they too important?
We're getting so low in cards if we counter already, but not getting the draw from the leader ability. Ooh, another event.
Well, that was just the Izzo skill that when your opponent attacks, you can draw 1 and bottom deck 1. That gives you more opportunity here to potentially draw into counter stuff if you want. Can just take the life. Gives you an extra card in hand. But again, taking the life when you don't have the Don on the Ace to activate the extra draw doesn't feel great, but that is what we're doing. We're picking up a card, but it could have been 2. So now back over to Kaiwan with 4 Don there. Now this traditionally, 4 Don, that could be when Marco comes down. Yep. You talked about that perfect curve earlier. It's not going to be. We are instead playing a Monkey to Garb.
Yes,
this is the one that gets any free cost or higher card.
Yes, and he's really searching for that 10-cost Whitebeard because the 8-cost events are in hand right now, but not the 10-cost Whitebeard just yet. And the 10-cost Whitebeard is probably the most important one, especially the first 2. Oh, there is one.
Okay, that's a good win. Straight there at the front of the hand. Blocker that also draws and gives 2 rested onto your leader and one of your characters. Absolutely absurd for the amount of things you get in 1 card there.
For only 8 Don, basically.
Oh, yeah, 8 Don with it. And, of course, you can also, if you're willing to pick up a life, get a 2k bump to your leader while also saving Don. Yeah, there's so much going on there. So we're not there yet. We didn't get the Marco down, but it does look like we're set up quite well for at least the 8 Don turn.
For Emu, it's a little bit awkward. This 5 Don turn, they Most of the time, or what you are really looking for at this point is for, well, not yet, but you are looking for Mars the upcoming turn probably, because you really want to KO Yamatos or Marco if they come out. However, they did not play any Marco, and well, Mars is next turn. So what are you really looking for at this 4 Dawn turn? Search,
I mean,
Saturn maybe.
We saw a lot of Saturn in the previous game in the mirror match to go and search some stuff out. You've always got the option of Topman Walkery coming out as a blocker that draws a card when KO'd. So you got some defensive options and some searching options on 4 Dawn in an Emu deck.
I do think if you can play Walkery this turn, have 1 Dawn open for an event, that you are in an okay-ish spot. However, you're looking for more. We can see that Mars is not as important as we think it is, because there's no Yamato on the board. We are going to 6, and we bottom deck the Jozu. Jozu would have been really good to pick up both Otamas again, so you have double 2k back to your hands.
That would be very, very cool. I mean, Mars, it's a blocker, and it KOs base cost 5 or less on play, but there's just nothing really worth KOing right now. The Garth and the Atama, they're just not really doing enough for you to waste the resources on. Like you say, Yamato, Marco, those are cards that are worth playing down Mars and going, ha, now you don't have that option no more.
Yep. Absolutely insane that that card is and a blocker and is being able to KO a 5 cost and is not removable or KO-able by cards or effects.
Wow, it does look like we've gone for the Shepherd Jupiter here. That is the one that gives a 2k boost. Well, it puts all of the base power of your 5 Elders up to 7k, as long as you've got 10 cards in the trash. The actual card 5 Elders, as we mentioned in the previous game, actually comes down from 12 to 7 because of this card, but all the others go up from 5 to 7. There's trash and a card there. Draw a card from the leader skill. Do we have what we want? Looks like we're going to see a 6k swing with a leader.
Decides to swing the 6k, doesn't leave any Dawn open. That's an easy counter with Yamato.
Well, Yamato counters, and that means we can go back over to Kaiwin here, who's got, well, not many good attackers on the board. But like you say, we could do some bouncing. Here comes an ace. That's a slightly bigger card. One of those new secret rares. Only plays 1 of in the deck. But it's one where it's got Rush, and you get to give Rested Dawn.
And you get to bounce, and that's really good against Lim. This card is actually really good against Lim and Green Zoro. That's why it's in the deck.
Yes.
But yeah, because of the ace, he can put quite some pressure right now on Emu.
And just swinging for 7k with that Rush on that character. Gaucho chooses to take the life there. Down to 2 life remaining. Both down to 2 life remaining at this point. Of course, 8 started with 2 less. But right now, they're both evened up at 2.
Going to 7. He's counting his cards.
Having a look through the discard there, it's important to know what you got access to, what has already been used, what options could be coming out of your deck in the next couple of turns. So eyeing up a couple of Dawn there. What are we thinking of playing?
I think one is St. Charles, because he's moving this 2 Dawn behind. So
getting good use of 2 Dawn.
Yep, getting an extra blocker in play. Trying to stay as healthy as possible until you get to your 10 Dawn turn. However, a lot of these games come down to if the ace misses a part of his combo, and his combo is only an 8 cost event and 10 cost Whitebeard. If they don't do it on their 8 Dawn turn, you're as Emu most of the time in a decent spot because rolls are turned. You basically became the first to reach 10 Dawn.
Absolutely. Here comes a leader skill. Trash a card from your hand, draw a card. Shepherd Jupiter goes away. Did not see what he drew into. We're now eyeing up some Dawn at last. That is 2 Dawn, it looks like. And it is that St. Charles, as suspected. That's just a very weak blocker, but it is still a blocker. So that means that one attack at some point from Kaiwin is going to be thrown away. And we see the Nuzdro here, who, of course, does come in with Rush. So, yeah, it is just going to be a 5k swing for the time being. But it's still not bad. Oh, goes into Ace.
Still asks a lot of cards from the ace if they want to full protect it, because and leader and Saturn can still swing onto the ace.
And of course, Ace is 7k, but you've lowered it by 2k with the one attacking skill of Ethan Barrow and Van Nistelrooy. So that means that you are now hitting it, and you've got a chance to take it away. It's a 5 against a 5. Any counter will do here. But you do have a chance. You're at least forcing your opponent to respond.
Yeah, I think you have to let the ace go, because otherwise they will swing. It will cost you 3 cards basically. That's maybe 4 if they use the Dawn. That's maybe a little bit too expensive.
Might end up being, if they're just going to keep going for it, it might not be worth keeping it around in the long run. Yeah, it does decide to let the ace go, although that will then activate because it's got a power of 6k or more. That means that you can go and activate that with the ace.
Another 6k swing, and probably another one, just asking as many cards as possible from your opponent.
It is worth noting that the ace skill is a base power 6,000 or more, because actually when the ace went down, it wasn't a 6k character, it was a 5k, but the base is 7, so you did get to activate the skill. Very important little ruling note there. We need some attackers down from Kaiwin. I'm putting it out there. We haven't got any real attackers down. That'll do! See, this is what I was talking about, Ruben.
This is pretty good attacker, especially getting the 2 Dawn on your leader as well, and on Garp. Next turn you can probably get to play a new gate again, and from this point, slowly but steady, as ace, you are getting into the game.
And here we do see a 8k swing with a leader, it looks like. That's going to force a decent response. You're going to need 4k counter if you want to counter out of this.
You have that St. Charles, of course.
Of course, of course. So it's either give up the blocker or counter. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like this, it feels like you're asking too much to counter here. So it's kind of like forcing you to give up your blocker. I think, at least.
Well, especially if you want to play your 10 cost upcoming turn, the Charlos needs to be gone right now, and yes, here we go.
It did feel like it kind of had to go.
He was not welcome.
I found that Charlos is not terribly popular.
Has his reasons.
I mean, there's a good reason, frankly. So, we are getting towards the end point of the game now. We've already seen the big Newgate come down from Kaiwin there on ace. Now it's over to Gaucho. Now, how many Dawn have we got there?
Looks like 9. No, we went first, so that's 9 Dawn.
Okay, so we're on 9 Dawn for the time being. So we're not quite there yet for your 10 Dawn.
And that's the hard part. The turn that you play your 10 Dawn, they have their second Newgate already on the board. If they have it.
Is there any argument for when you go first going for the other stage, the 1-cost stage, so you can play it as a 9-cost, like you would in a mirror?
Oof, no, I don't think so. This playing your 10 cost for 3 Dawn gives you the opportunity to attack a lot of 8s, play your 10 cost, and do your 10 cost turn as well. And also sometimes you just want to park your 10 cost. And what we mean with parking the 10 cost is playing the 10 cost without solving his ability, because it's activate main. If it was an on-play effect, maybe Blackbeard would have been a very good deck in this format. But that's one of the big reasons. Being able to swing a lot of 8s, keeping Dawn open, which is super important against Ace, for example, and being able to play that 10 cost all at once is just very good.
It's pretty tasty. We did see a counter out there, and it does seem like we are going to be doing that activate main on the empty throne. What are we using it for? It is going to be the Shepherd Jupiter, which means that we are getting that little bit of a boost.
Yeah. He's trying to put some pressure, swinging with 7s.
And the Ethan Baron van Nistelrooy will now be 7k.
This puts him in a little bit of a weird spot.
In what regard?
I guess we got a lot of 2Ks. Ace always has a lot of 2Ks, or they have their leader ability at least.
Which is a 2k, to be fair. That
Yeah.
gives you an extra 2k, so you're ready to roll. We've got that new gate threatening a lot of damage coming up. And, of course, like you say, we're now at that point in the game where Ace could potentially play more new gate as we go.
Yep.
Do we have another one in hand?
I think if we can go another 10 cost the upcoming turn, it's going to be a hard time for Gacho.
It's going to be a very hard time. And, of course, when you've got a 12k blocker, it means, at least with weak blockers like St. Charlos, you can attack and your opponent blocks and then they're gone. You've got to get a big skill to get that blocker off the board. You have really got to do a big swing, or else just one attack every turn is nullified and you never get anywhere. Right now we see a 12k swing with the new gate.
Oh, no, this is still the Noshiro.
Oh, still the Nistelrooy. My apologies.
New gate was blocking the Saturn.
Oh, it was. My apologies. Yeah, so that was blocking there. And again, stays around quite nicely, as I was just saying, because it's got 12k. So you can block and stay around. Then on your turn, he's ready to start attacking.
Yeah, it's way too big to start attacking it as Emu. It will cost you so many resources that killing a 12k is just too hard.
Yep. Agreed. Very difficult to get off the board. Asking way too much. So we're checking the discard pile again, making sure all of our options are available. Everything we're waiting for is going to be there ready to go. We've not hit the 5 Elders yet. We've not had the opportunity to play one. Can you stop the new gate onslaught? The theory was that Kaiwin going second did have a huge advantage going into this game. Is that going to end up being where it turns out in the end?
He's really thinking about it. Seems like one of the tougher spots for him. Especially because he needs to be prepared for, well, for next turn. This turn it doesn't really matter because we are at 9.
But I know what you mean. You want to be planning for that 5 Elders term where you can really start going.
Yeah.
Really start going for
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Because, yeah, that card is just a game changer, of course. And he's going to take a life and draw a card extra.
Don't mind that. We got a Don on the ace, so you give up a card. But then it's a +2. You get 1 card from your life that was taken, and you then go and get 1 life again because of the ace ability. So that's going to give you more options for what to play. It means you can maybe stream your new gate a bit easier, more options for defense when your opponent is swinging into you.
Do we have the extra 10 cost? That's the question.
I couldn't tell you definitively one way or the other, I'm afraid.
I do see an 8 cost event.
I can't tell you. I'm so sorry. I've not got a good enough
We will
look.
see it next turn.
We will find out. Yeah, you're absolutely right on that one, Ruben.
If they have another 10 cost new gate, they will play it for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. This is what this deck does. It builds up, and then you get to your 10 cost turn, and you've got some big endgame scenario characters that you can be having a good old play with. So.
No 10 cost at the moment for the Emu player.
Gacho's not got it rolling. Do we know if it's in hand?
I don't think so.
That's really bad. If that, we saw in the previous game, Fletch was able to draw into all 4 of theirs to the point where 1 got discarded fairly early on in the game just for a bit of draw with Emu. That was how easy they were finding to draw into them. But right now, if you can't find it, that's bad. We pass over to ace. We go up to 10 Don. We draw an extra card, and now we've got some stuff to do. We've got a leader swing. We've got a big new gate swing. Realistically, there's at least a walkery blocker there, so you're probably not winning the game this turn.
We do have a second one. Here we go.
Oh, that's going to help. Now we've got a big blocker. And right, so here we go. Now we've got a 2k bump on the little boost to the leader. That's
and
what we got from
rested Don in total as well. That's so good. that he has this now as well, because I was scared for a moment. We didn't have any of them at our starting spot.
So we're going to have a 10K swing from the leader. Looks like we're going to have a swing from the GARP as well, which I want to say, is that a 5K swing with a GARP? Naturally a 2K.
Yep, and 2 done, so...
That's only a 4K.
Maybe a 5K swing.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yep, here we go.
I was going to say, yeah, 4K doesn't do very much at all. Here comes a 5K swing, easily countered out with the Ethan Baron van Nistelrooy. But now we actually go for an 11K swing with the leader. Surely at this point, it feels like he's trying to bait out the blocker.
Yep.
And we are baiting out the blocker here. That blocks and is gone. But you still got the big Newgate from last turn. 12K swing.
And only 1 done open. That's also pretty rough. So we are going down to 1.
Okay.
And yeah, the ace is already to 0. So they are setting up for Roger.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing. And Roger activates when you or your opponent has 0 life.
Yep.
If your opponent blocks you in the game.
Absolutely.
So when you've got Roger, you don't mind being on 0 life.
If you can survive.
If you can survive and if you can set up an endgame scenario. 2 very big ifs, I grant you.
Yep.
But basically you're saying, look, I don't respect your blockers. I don't care.
We do see the 10 cost in hand for Emu.
Okay, so the 5 elders should be coming down next turn. That's going to help.
And this is why that 7 cost stage is also better than the 1 cost stage. If he wanted to play the 10, like it would not be possible anymore. Playing 10 cost right now would mean that he can't swing with his board, that he can't use any events. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually just parked the 10 cost, swing 888, played park 10 cost, and but yeah, you don't have any blockers, so okay, that's not possible.
Problem is, you're playing against a deck where they've got 0 life and you know they're probably playing Roger. So do you even want to put blockers down at this point? I mean, obviously for the 5 elders you're going to, but you know, do you really want to be going after blockers aggressively like you would in some other matchups? We see a swing there from Saturn, which is just countered by Yamato.
I don't think we survive 12-12 and done on leader.
No.
Probably even more. So
you can put 10 on leader next turn and have like a 16, a 12, and a 12.
yes.
Or like 13, 13, 14, or something like that. You can do 3 gigantic swings next turn. And even if your opponent can block, you're like, brilliant, you blocked one of them, now what? Or you put Roger down and just go 12, 12, 6. Knowing your opponent can't block.
He's counting trash. Emu is still going for went for face. I imagine this Garb is not that threatening.
No, it's really not. So Kaiwin here just having a good old look. What have they used? What does that mean? It's still available. Let's see where we can go with this.
Yes, very important to know what your opponent has in his trash. Like, for example, if you see all the never existed, all the 2Ks and so on and so on, yeah, you're a very happy person. So just count it. So you're lethal with your Whitebeards and potentially your Roger is still in a very good spot.
Does have Roger in hand for what it's worth. So that is an option next. I think I saw it anyway. So you can do 3 giant swings without Roger or put Roger down to stop blocks and then do 2 giant swings and 1 medium swing. But either way, it does feel like Kaiwin is in an excellent position next turn.
I can imagine that that for Emu, they maybe have to go to a plan like that there's no second Roger yet, because we discarded Roger at our very first attack from Emu.
I did not remember that. But unfortunately for them, I think there is another Roger in hand. Here come the swings. Oh, these blocks, sorry.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? When you've got the Newgate, you can block on your opponent's turn. And you got 12K, so you're going to survive.
Yeah.
And then it comes back to your turn, and you just stand them up again, and then they can hit for 12K. They are absurdly good cards. I do like how Newgate is like the biggest, strongest person in One Piece, and then every card Bandai gives us, it's just like 12,000 power, 10 cost, absurd skill, let's go.
Yep. As they shoot, Whitebeard is the GOAT.
I don't want to see a 3,000 power Whitebeard.
No,
I don't want to see that.
That would not fit.
Well, Gaucho's having a count up of Don here. Maybe they feel like, it does kind of seem like maybe Gaucho knows, I don't think I'm surviving this next turn. Is there any way I can get an attack through? The answer's probably no. Like, the good news is both the Newgate have been used as blockers. Both the Newgate arrested. Neither of them are going to come out. That's fine. But your opponent's got a lot of cards in their hand. And they have to counter if you try. So what are we going to go for here? There's only one character, the Nizdro, which is actually they're able to attack.
Looking at the hand, he doesn't have a lot of defense, so surviving against a Roger would be very tough.
Oh, I've already kind of decided he's not surviving next turn. I don't think he's surviving next turn. I think the big question of this game is there anything they can do to try and force an attack through this turn? Your opponent's out of blockers. Now is the time to try something.
It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible, but his hand is quite low.
They're counting it out. They've clearly got a plan forming here. This is a classic thing trading card game players do. They start looking at their hand and they'll make little piles face down. I want to do this, then this, then this. These two cards are going to work, then this one. Trying to kind of plan out your next turn. Make sure you're not missing anything.
There we go.
So one more look there.
Yeah, swung an 8k to leader, so asking for a 1k at least. But he's really debating on. Well, I guess you will play your 10 costs and try to get your stuff that you need. So
maybe it's worth noting you've only got 3 minutes left on the clock. We went to overtime on our last round. We are tantalizingly close to overtime this round. The Gaucho's checking his trash again, trying to remember exactly what's in there, what's available.
Yep, of course, time is a thing, so don't give all the time to the emo player because you as ace are at 0 life.
Yeah, it's not ideal in that regard.
Ooh, big swing, leaving no Don open.
Okay, so there's no counter events coming out, and I think that is just going to be enough there.